Greetings everyone, today we'll be taking a look at one of the 6 TOA of LEGO Bionicle's 2015 reboot. So in case you didn't know, I'm just covering a certain amount of Bionicle sets, not all of them. And if you have not seen my Tahoe video or my Lord of Skull Spiders video, I suggest you go check that out first, because now we're going to be taking a look at Lewa, the Master of Jungle. One of the smaller TOA, but one of my favorites. We'll get to why in a second, but I'm just going to show you the box first. So here is the front. Set 70784 with 85 pieces. And again, these are some very interestingly shaped boxes. I like the way they were shaped. I very much enjoyed the design of it. Kind of reminds me of old school Bionicle. Here's the back. You can see he's got a combo with the Protector of Jungle, and that says all the. And then these are his play features and comic, just a comic. Yeah. Okay. Let's get this box opened and see what are the parts that await us inside. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this differently instead of just showing you the parts, because I think that's starting to take up too much time, especially that these figures are getting bigger and bigger by the year. It's time to open this up and get started with the build. This is Lewa, Master of Jungle, all completed and all put together. So, I gotta say I am very impressed with these TOA, especially with using the CCBS building system. I definitely think these have definitely been upgraded a lot since their old selves from before using the older system. And a lot of people in particular don't really like how they use CCBS on Bionicle because it takes away their authenticity. Me personally, I think this is a lot better. And yes, I do have old Bionicle, so I do have a right in saying that yeah, this is for sure a lot better. And this Lewa by far is my favorite version of Lewa that they've done. I don't even like the 2016 Lewa. This one is a lot better. And this one's definitely a very cool TOA. Now, first things first, before we get to the Toa himself, let's get the Skull Spider out of the way, because these guys come in every single set. So here is the Skull Spider. For Lewa, it's the same as the Protector of Jungle. It is just a simple blue one with 4 legs. Yeah, and you can apply this on his head, so let's see what that looks like. Probably is going to look pretty hideous, if I have to be extremely honest. Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks hideous. That looks hideous for sure. You definitely don't want that on your head. Okay. So the Skull Spider is out of the way, so now let's take a look at the golden mask. Because of course, every Toa comes with the golden masks of their normal helmet. And, well, I've got lots of Tahu masks, but this is the first Lewa I've got, and I gotta say, this gold version is pretty neat. The only question is though, like, will the color contrast on the completed figure? Kinda does. I mean, there's not much gold on him, unlike Kopaka and Tahu. Both have gold color schemes on their overall color scheme. Lewa here doesn't have any gold on him whatsoever, so I feel like the mask kind of stands out a little too much, but I guess that's what you want. You want the masks to stand out, but in terms of colors, it kind of contrasts the figure way too much. But nevertheless, the golden mask is after all important for all the Toa, so that's the golden mask. And here's his normal mask, his standard default mask, which we just snapped back on there. Okay, so posability. I was quite excited for this guy because he has a lot of different ways you can pose him, and lots of like just different methods of keeping him into some cool action poses. Now, first and foremost, let's look at his gears, his gear function, because you know, after all the Toa have a gear function, and some of them only have on one arm. Lewa's here has it on both his arms, just like Tahu. And this is great because I've explained this before. This whole gear system thing, it's perfect because it reassembles the old play functions back in the old Bionicle days. However, these ones have been improved because there's friction on it, so you won't need to let gravity, as soon as you put his arms up, gravity won't fall back down. Instead, you just leave it the way it is, and just that is it. That is no strings, nothing attached to him. It's just all friction within the gears. And that's exactly why I believe these gear systems are very nice, because they'll actually keep some pretty decent poses, and you can do something like, oh no, something like this. Look at that. Look at how well that works. So posability is absolutely fantastic with the gear system and the flexibility of CCBS. So very well done. And Lewa by far is, I think, the most posable Toa I've seen up to date. So, legs, obviously is on friction adders, and the way it is constructed is very neat. I think it's pretty well covered, very well designed. I like how they use these protector armor pieces here as, you know, kneecaps, kneecap shields, and yeah, it's just, it works. And for the body armor, it's very basic. It's just like any other Toa. It has the green body armor piece with an exclusive chest prints just for him. The arms are quite simple, but I think they're okay, they're acceptable, and maybe it's best if they don't overdo it, so I think it's a good thing. And then his weapons here are what you call the battle axes. So these are battle axes, and yeah, these are some pretty cool axes in my opinion. I like how they use the blade of a sword to act as the handle. So they aren't kidding on this weapon. This weapon is tough, very tough. And of course, he does have an alternate play feature with these battle axes, which I'll get to in a second, because I want to finish covering everything. Up here, you can see he's got a very nice shoulder coverage. well, these pieces, I like that. The concept of this is very nice. I like the idea. It definitely suits him very well. And I mean, I would not really expect this, but I think it's a very welcoming one for sure. And yeah, so not a bad thing at all that they've used this for coverage, because A, you won't have a bare shoulder, and B, it looks cool. So in the end, I think it all works out well. And then the back is well covered, except for, you know, the exposed gear. Here it's exposed. It's in this yellow for a reason, is to indicate to you that this is a play feature. You should probably turn it. So yeah, look at that. And you can see the actual gears inside working their magic to keep some great poses on this guy. So, and they also have this spike piece down here to continue covering up the rest of his body, which is great. Now, what about his alternate play feature? Well, how does that work? If you didn't see the back of the box, well, allow me to show you right now. You can take this into gliding. So that means if you don't want him to be holding his axe, and he can, after all, he's the master of jungle, so he can fly. So what you do is you take the heads of the axes. You can see I've connected it to a Technic pin back here, and you can see that they've also got one here. So to do that, you just snap that on here, and then you reverse the swords, move them up here, so they went from actual handles to a legit blade. So give me a second. I can't pull this out for some reason. Come on, there we go. And then you just do this. Now you've got what he calls the jungle glider. They're not really like a jetpack. In fact, he has no jetpack. This is really to help him glide throughout the jungle, and you can just do simply like this, and that will like help him glide through the jungle. And so that's an alternate play feature, and in fact it gives an extra look on his arms. It gives an extra design. So very, very cool. I like the idea of these alternate play features that LEGO has made up for these Toa. And let me just, for a wide shot, you can see just exactly how that works. The wings attached on the, oh my god, the wings acting from the axe head blade. So very, very nice, and I think that is a pretty well executed play feature. So I'm not going to even bother resetting it. I'm just going to leave it the way like this. So Lewa, Master of Jungle. What do I think of him? I think he's probably the best Toa from all 6. I think he's definitely better than Tahu. Like, Tahu is great and all, but Tahu is the main protagonist, and I think people have definitely overlooked how awesome Lewa looked. He looks great. Designing's great. His weapons look great. I like the shoulder coverage. His overall look, plus color scheme and everything, it all works out very well. I particularly enjoyed building this one for sure. I think I had more fun putting this together than Tahu. So for sure, I would recommend this one. And I haven't found anything wrong with Lewa. So I'm going to give him a perfect 10 out of 10. Which is a pretty generous score if you ask me. So yeah, this guy gets a solid 10 out of 10. Very good Toa. I would highly recommend this as number 1, with Tahu being number 2 and Onua being number 3. So definitely look for Lewa, Master of Jungle. A great Toa. So that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then hit that like button. Or if you didn't like it, then hit the dislike button. Anything helps, remember. And that's it for this one. Subscribe to the channel for more, because more videos are on the way as I speak. Thank you very much and have a great day.